on. Hey, we're actually live this time.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we made
If
it
you
to
want us,
this.
if you want us to actually make it on time on like our Thursdays time, buy us a laptop. I don't know. Like
Nah,
between the 6 or 7 of you that watch, you can pool enough money to get us a laptop.
there's currently zero people.
It's fine. It's fine. Like this is gonna go up on YouTube eventually. Maybe not
Yeah,
because like there's no thumbnail for this week. But you know what? We're not doing this. We're doing this for ourselves. And if you find it interesting, then go ahead. Like
yeah.
come on. If you don't like
So
it, go watch Brian and Vinny. I don't care.
they're great. We love
Yeah,
them.
they're great. We're nowhere as good as them. I'm a Laps fan. I don't have knowledge of wrestling history. I think you'll learn that with the coverage of the first match.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
first match, you're gonna have to handle this because like I don't have like the full list, but I remember what the
Yeah.
first match is.
Yeah.
It's Cody Rhodes versus Sammy Guevara ladder
With
match.
no
Where
entrances. With no
yeah, there were no
entrances. Good.
entrances. That was weird
Good.
for like
No,
the
but then
undisputed
time.
championship.
I mean,
Ah,
I guess I understand why because like there were like four advertised matches and then they put in like two big other segments and the Wardlow squash for the people, but like I can understand why there was no entrance. They would have like lost 20 minutes of runtime I think if they had
yeah.
entrance,
I mean, I guess
but
yeah, because like
yeah.
Cody would take up like 30 minutes on his own.
Yeah, Cody would do a special entrance because they're both wearing belts, and then they would have had a special video package.
Yeah,
But anyway, we can't rag on this match. It was way
it
too good to
was
rag
it was
on.
great. Like okay, so like what I appreciate with like stipulation matches is like new spots, and like there were a
Oh,
lot.
it's confirmed that this is actually innovative. I just thought that
Yeah, yeah.
I was just thinking to myself that are these really innovative spots, or did I just not watch a lot of ladder matches?
Like,
And it turns out like yeah, these are a lot of innovative
mm,
spots.
okay, probably the least quote unquote innovative spot would be like the springboard cutter from like one that I think that's happened. It can't have not happened anywhere else.
I
But
mean,
like it's the first time I've seen it. But I feel like it's happened somewhere else. But that was still cool.
yeah. Well, Sammy took up a superplex off a ladder, which I guess was a mild bump
Yeah.
in for
It
Sammy
was like
Guevara.
it was like a delayed suplex too, which was nice. But
Yeah,
like ma-
he did a swanton from a ladder on another ladder, which didn't break, which means that it might have hurt him a little bit.
yeah, because like those ladders were thick.
Yeah, is Sammy's thing just he's the guy who dies on every show in
I
every
think
match?
so.
Is that his
Like
thing? Because if so, then yes, I like him. I like it very much. Yes.
my favorite spot though is like I think it was Cody. Yeah, it was Cody. Figure four through the ladder.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh my
that
god.
was new. I've
That
never seen that before. That
that
feels
was that was crazy. That
like
was
people should start doing more submissions on ladders.
I feel like the thing that happened in this match, like the only submission that I remember from a ladder was WrestleMania 24 Walls of Jericho on the top of the
Oh,
ladder. That's the
yeah,
only
yeah,
thing I
yeah.
remember. That's the only other one. I'm pretty sure there have been others, but people need to keep doing this more. I don't Miro wasn't on the show, but if Miro could do an accolade on someone
Oh
through a ladder,
God,
like do a
like
game over
yeah,
on someone, like
w-
scary times,
we need
scary
like
times.
more ladder assisted submission because like I think
Yeah.
the problem is like most ladder matches we know are like multi man, so they can't really like do a submission spot at any point.
Yeah, because like they could do a double submission. Like one guy has the head in like a chip, like a bulldog
Maybe.
choke. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Basically, more submission spots with ladders, please. There's
Yeah,
also that weird front suplex thing on like an inverted ladder.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that shit.
I think it was that spot where like I think Excalibur called that like Sammy's ribs must be hurting because those ladders are gonna cut him, and then Tony said. And then Tony just said, "I think he might also be hurting somewhere else." And like, did
Ah, no,
Tony
no,
just
no.
think he got hit by the balls
No, I
on a
think that
ladder?
you're mixing those up. Like, I think Tony used that call on the submission spot because I was so confused.
But
Like,
okay, but it's even more confusing. Like
no,
he
no,
got
no,
a
because like,
figure four ball lock. Like
yeah,
what is
I
what
tried
is
to
that?
think about it, but like, I was like, nah, this match is too fun to like keep thinking about weird calls.
weird ball calls.
So like,
Uh,
okay, so the first part of this match didn't feel like a ladder match.
I actually liked it because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
they had like a brawl around the outside, and then like and then they did a springboard cutter on the floor within the first 5 minutes. Like,
yeah,
Jesus Christ! There was the cleanest barricade clothesline I may have ever seen. So, so these guys are just really good. Like
yeah.
what our moral lesson of the story is, these guys are just really good.
Like, I
Like they're
think we
just
need to go back and watch their first match, like, because they were the first match ever
yeah. I
on
mean it's on
Dynamite.
fight. I haven't
Yeah,
seen anything since
which,
I haven't watched a full episode since I jumped on.
to be
Pero
fair, was
yeah,
like it had no steps, so you can't really like compare them
it's not
directly.
comparable. Like Sammy
But
Guevara
like,
was nobody. Like at that point, well,
you can compare like,
relatively nobody.
I think what we can compare from there is like how improved like Sammy has been in terms of at least like ring
Sammy
presence
is
and
great.
stuff. Yeah,
Sammy
he's
is my
great.
guy. Like I think I made it clear that like apart from Bear Country and Frankie Kazarian, like my actual like bias who gets TV time is Sammy. And yeah, Sammy is just great. Like from the
Yeah.
moment that I saw his TNT title match with Miro, yes, Sammy is just great. Um,
So wait,
what
do you
else?
remember like the finish?
Yeah,
I don't remember the specific finish because like this match didn't feel
the
like
finish was
spots.
Sammy yeeting Cody in the head with the belt on the top of the
Ah,
ladder.
right, they were
Yeah,
together on top. It was just like
yeah, and then
wow.
wow, and then Cody just fell off, and I thought, oh my god, like I didn't think Sammy would win until that moment where he was left, and then even at that moment, I thought, oh, he's gonna forget the other belt, but then they just rang the bell when he got the one belt because
Yeah,
apparently
yeah,
that's
no.
how it
I,
works. So
I think they got too excited with
yeah,
that,
like oh
but
my god, Sammy won! Sammy
it
won!
didn't ruin
Oh
it.
my god! Oh my god, he won! I didn't think he would win. I am very happy he won.
Yeah, like I was expecting Cody to win,
Yeah,
but
I was.
I'm not
I
unhappy with
am
the
very.
result.
I very much like. Um, I don't know who he could face though. I mean, the TNT is at the title for long term feuds anyway. Like it's just an excuse to like
Yeah,
get
I
people and
mean,
put on some good matches. Like it's fine,
he
you
could
know.
like go back to an open challenge for like next week. He'll
Yeah, I could go
someone's
to an
gonna pop
open
up.
challenge. Who could take him on?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. We'll realize how good the match is going to be when it happens.
Yeah.
There's there's when Fuego came in and basically said that and then the call was that Fuego is a close friend to both men, which is
Oh,
basically an accidental confirmation that Cody Rhodes is indeed Fuego too. So like, whoopsie,
big oof.
oopsie, Excalibur. Like you weren't supposed to say
No,
that, but
it's
I
fine. He
guess
didn't
people know
say.
that now.
They didn't say it outright. People
Yeah,
can be friends with other people.
yeah, and I guess like Cody hit him with a Tiger Driver, so I guess that's the end of Too Fast Too Fuego. I don't know.
Oh
Like was that just a tag team breakup that we
no,
saw? That
no,
would be
it's
really
fine
sad.
because Fuego Two is a different person, so it doesn't
Oh,
count.
okay, of course, of course.
Yes.
Like he just uses the crossroads as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
I
crossroads, we haven't even mentioned the crossroads of
Oh,
the
the
ladder. Yes.
crossroads from the top of the ladder. That was so.
Ah!
That looks
Ah!
so. That was so scary. Like,
Ah!
I think he landed on his head.
Yeah, he landed on his head, and then Sammy took a while to realize that it hurt. Like
Yeah. Like, oh
ah,
my
oh
god, he
my.
couldn't even like he didn't even sell it like quote unquote properly because it actually
He was
hurt.
just like ah,
Like,
ah, and
like,
like Cody was like, dude, like calm down. Like no, it actually hurts. No.
I'm pretty sure if it didn't hurt, like the selling would be he's just lying there dead. But
Yeah,
since
they
it
would just be
actually
there.
hurt, he's actually flailing on the ground. I'm like, oh god, oh no.
Did he get a seizure from that? Like oh my
No,
goodness.
I think that just really hurts from the. I mean, you basically got spiked.
Yeah, like he got spiked from the top of a ladder. It's like what people say rope hung DDTs actually do.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he got some of his elbows down before it hit. I
It
mean, he
didn't
was
look
able.
like it. Jesus.
Yeah,
Have you seen
God.
how he takes normal crossroads?
Yeah. I mean,
Jesus
at
Christ.
least he's fine. I don't think there's been reports of injuries. By the way,
He
speaking of
came
this
out
match,
afterwards. He came out
yeah.
afterwards. He was fine.
Speaking of this match, like, did you see what they put up on YouTube after?
They put up a 9-minute video.
No, no, no. Like, for Cody.
Oh no, I haven't. What?
Cody basically had a backstage interview technically after this match. I think it wasn't on the show, from what I remember.
It was not. It was not.
Yeah, it was basically a post match and it's like congratulating Sammy. And basically, he confirmed he doesn't currently have a contract.
Oh yeah, so he's working without a contract right now.
Yeah,
Like I saw
he's
that.
on like he's on what he calls like a handshake deal, basically like verbal agreement that he's gonna work. I think he's gonna resign. I don't think he's leaving.
Yeah, but then there's no way he can't leave. He's in the middle of his heel but not heel thing. Like
Yeah,
this
yeah. I
has to
mean,
end. This has
because
to end with Hangman. You know, this has to end with Hangman.
he can leave. Like technically, he can leave anytime, but I
But then that's
don't
just
think
gonna
he.
become part of the story. Like I could leave at any time. Like
Yeah,
if I
I
don't get
think
what I want, if you guys don't start cheering me, I'm gonna leave. And then people don't start cheering him, and he
I
gets
mean,
really mad.
I think they can make it a story, or maybe it's just like timing that he wasn't able to sign, and like
Oopsie.
maybe he's leveraging for something. I don't know. He's gonna resign. I don't think he's going to.
What if he resigns on the condition that he can re-challenge for the championship?
Maybe I maybe he can do that.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyway,
I feel like this ends with Hangman. Like
yeah.
they're gonna
I
take a while
mean,
to bring Kenny back, and then
hopefully,
this
yeah, because
ends with Hangman.
we haven't seen him with Hangman for a while.
Yeah, because he hasn't
I
been
want
with the Elite for a while, even though he's technically with the Elite.
yeah,
Technically,
I want some interaction between them. So
yeah. All right. So
so what's
next
next?
we had the Team Taz segment in the one beach in Cleveland, and it looks like a terrible beach. It makes little sense to hold a beach break in Cleveland when your single beach is is snowed
It's
in.
covered in snow.
That looks like a terrible beach to be at. Like I
There
think
were
Hobbs
no
was in.
people there.
I don't know if I'm affecting myself, but I think Hobbs was in earmuffs. That's how you know
No,
it's cold. Oh, who
Hobbs was
was?
in his overalls
But then
and the
someone
fur
was in
coat.
earmuffs. Someone was
I
in
think that was
earmuffs.
I think that was Tony.
And okay. It was Tony. And this was the first of all. This was the segment that reminded me that Leo Rush is gone from regular programming, which makes me really sad. But he can still come in and work a couple of times. Like he doesn't have to sign an exclusive contract. And it also reminded me that Dante's with Jay Lethal now. So like Jay Lethal gets something to do, which is good.
Yeah, I think he's is he having a match with Ricky
He has
Starks?
an FTW title shot with Ricky Starks on
Oh,
Dynamite.
cool.
Yeah, on Dynamite, which
That's
is
going to be cool.
that's gonna open the show. I think that's gonna open the show, and it's gonna be fun.
I feel
I
like it.
haven't.
Yeah.
I feel like Ricky Stark should wrestle more. I don't know how bad his
Yeah,
like
he.
injury still is. Like,
I'm not sure.
yeah, yeah,
Hopefully
but
he
I feel like
can.
he should wrestle more. He should wrestle a lot more, especially as like Hook is still a special attraction. Like
Yeah.
he's not yet like into like big feud. He's just killing people on Rampage.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm interested to see where this ends for Dante. Like his whole conflicted, I don't know who I'm siding with thing. I think they're really just waiting for Darius to come back.
Yeah.
Like he's friends with Lee and Sandal now at least. So like they're all the high flyer friends, I guess. But I think they're really waiting for Darius to come back. Like there's still I don't think there's space yet for Dante in like higher spots unless they put him with Sammy later on. That would be
He,
really fun.
he could probably do an open challenge, but like it's more of a one off.
Yeah, but like I like that. I'd like that to main event like a show for like 30 minutes. Like
Yeah.
that's an insane match to think about. But then it's face versus face, and Dante isn't the strongest on the mic yet. So we're probably waiting for Darius at this point. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
So
right. Yeah.
okay,
Next
after
up, we
the
had the 2-on-1 Wardlow,
ah
the Wardlow match for the people,
yep.
which it's a Wardlow match for the people. Like I guess they realized at this point that like, oh, we could have actually had the entrances, so they just sent out Wardlow for the
Yeah.
Cleveland people, and they killed him in a 2-on-1. They killed two people in the 2-on-1 handicap. It was great, and I had a couple of realizations. Um, First there was a sign in the crowd that said "War Daddy."
Yeah, that was
Oh,
fun.
okay. And the second, the more that you read the word Wardlow, the more you realize that it actually sounds like a German composer. So it
It
might actually be Vardlov.
like the more you listen to it, the less threatening it is.
No, but then, well, the way that I like to think about it is that the more I think about it, the more European he becomes.
Yes, but he's
So
like the least European guy.
yeah, like he has an American accent and everything, but like I know like German people are born in Germany and then like they grew up in the United States, so
Yeah, I
like
mean,
maybe that could be Wardlow's thing. Like if he went to the other side, that would be his thing. He would be German and he would feud with Gunther.
no, for God's sakes, no.
Yeah, but but
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a squash match.
yeah, it's a they're doing the slowest of slow burns with the MGF Wardlow thing. Like it's been going on since I first got on the ship. Like I already said, like the first episode of Dark I ever watched. I think it was in like October. I think it was in October, and there was already like when they started the Dark, he was like, "This is Wardlow's world," and I thought, "Oh, it's starting," and it has not been starting for a couple of months now. So they are really burning this really slowly, but they return to this later on in the show at least. So
Yeah. So
yeah,
what was next?
the next was the Inner Circle versus
Ah,
2.0 and their
versus
son
2.0 and
six
Daniel
man
Garcia.
tag.
It was a
Yeah.
fun match.
I mean,
Like
I
it's
initially thought that like, oh wait, Chris Jericho can't use Judas anymore, and then I realized that wait, no, Judas is actually Chris Jericho's team and not the Inner Circles. And the more I thought about that, the more I actually felt sympathy for Santana and Ortiz.
yeah.
So
They
yeah,
left him at the top of the ramp, and then he proceeds to keep doing his entrance. Like
yeah,
I
and then he
don't.
keeps smiling at the crowd. Like I feel like his thing is just like a dorky dad who's trying to keep the
Like,
family together.
are they turning proud and powerful heel? Because like
It doesn't look like it. Like they haven't done any heel things.
no, like if this is going to turn into a breakup, like are they? Because like if anything, I feel like Chris is being a dick.
Yeah, but then I feel like when I watched the match, I felt like he was accidentally being a dick. Like, well, he tagged himself in intentionally, but then like he was still like riling up the crowd, for like his
Yeah,
boys, his sons,
I
Santana
guess.
Ortiz. It felt a bit like Billy Gunn with Austin and Colton, like,
Yeah,
but what else? 2.0 and Daniel Garcia just did not get introduced.
yeah,
Like, oof.
that was weird.
Okay. That was a bit odd. I mean, I've grown to like Daniel Garcia's theme. It sounds very ominous. Um, but they just didn't get introduced. And honestly, to be fair, I think this feud has run its course.
Yeah,
I think I've had
and
enough. I've had enough 2.0 for like the next 6 months.
no, I think no. I think the correct way to see is I've had enough 2.0 with like Chris Jericho and company.
They need to do something else. Like,
Yeah,
I also wish Matt Lee would start talking in a regular voice. He doesn't
I
have.
think
Please, like he sounds like his voice is about to break every
I
time
think
he
that's
opens
just
his
how he
mouth.
talks.
It may be permanent. It may be a permanent thing.
It
At
may
least Jeff
be
Parker sounds kind of like he
it
can
may
be
be
kind of
because of
normal.
his maybe it's because of his head shape.
He shouts like that on an AEW Universal. Like, why? You
It
have a
might be
microphone and it's a theater of 100 people. You don't
it's
need to
probably
do this.
it's probably his like square head. Like it probably has something to do with his square head.
His larynx is also square. I don't know.
Yes,
Uh,
every organ of his is square.
There's one thing though that 2.0 did that I really like was that like earlier in the match, like Santana Ortiz did their like assistant three amigos. So like that was great. It got the crowd riled up for
I,
Eddie.
I
And and then Jeff Parker did a single suplex and they tried to start an Eddie chant as well. Yes. Yes.
that was so
What a
great.
terrible thing to do. What a terrible thing to do.
He just does the
They get
one.
it. They
Like
understand.
I
They
thought
get
he
it.
was going for the at least like two. He just does the one, stops there, and then tries
Yeah.
to get an Eddie chat.
That's brilliant. Beautiful. Like 2.0 are great. Like they're like the ultimate heel, like use the rules to their advantage, but kind of technically limited, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like that's their niche in the tag team scene. Um the finish suggested that the inner circle probably be okay for a while.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I
Hopefully,
feel like
like,
I kind
so,
of want to accelerate the breakup because that means Jake Hager can start existing again.
yeah. I mean, there's only two things that can happen. Either they make up or they break out. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I mean,
which.
I feel
I'd
like
prefer.
they
I'd
could make
prefer they
up
break.
and probably they'd probably be more interesting if they break up. But then if
Yeah.
they make up, I could still see them challenging for gold anyway. Like that didn't it didn't stop Sammy, and like it wasn't like it was a separate thing that they did. Like there was no support. So like it
Ah.
was just it's just Sammy just did his thing by himself, and I don't even think Inner Circle came out to celebrate with him when he beat Miro. So
Yeah.
like I don't think anything's stopping Proud and Powerful. So like I guess they could do it anyway. But it's a lot more interesting if they broke up because like where does that leave Sammy? Where does that leave where does that leave Chris Jericho? Like
Yeah.
what's his thing if he doesn't have the inner circle?
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
that would be really sad. But they're fine for now. Looks like they're fine for now. So next we have the segment where they gratefully didn't make Lance Archer talk a lot, and they gave it to
Ah,
Jake the Snake,
Jake the
and
Snake.
it was fun. It was a lot more fun because of like Adam's reaction. They're like, oh, Lance is
Oh, it's gonna
challenging
be
you
a
to a
Texas
Texas
death
death
match.
match, and Adam was like, oh, oh, okay. Well, actually, it's fine. Like, forget for. I feel like he should have told the editor to cut out his reaction, but like
I
that's
think.
part of his thing. That's part of
I
his
think.
thing. It makes it
I think
relatable.
this is going to be great because like again like Adam's not like the best technical wrestler. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he's
great,
good. He's
but
great,
like
but
he again,
he's not
he's
like
more.
Danielson. He's not.
If you give him more tools to like tell a story, like it's never gonna end up in a bad match.
We know he's gonna bleed again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Archer can kill him, like believably kill him.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and I feel like this is in Dynamite in 2 weeks time, so
I
they have
think
time to clear out the card.
I think this is also like in service to like protect Archer in a way, because like if you end it on a weapon based thing, like
Like Archer will be fine. Like it's Lance
yeah,
Archer. Like I think it was on Dark. I think it was on Dark where like we remember how he got like written off TV, right? Like
yeah,
he did a moonsault and then he under rotated.
yeah,
So he hinted at doing a tope, and then like he ran he hit the ropes, and then he ran right to the edge and then just stepped over the ropes. He'll be fine.
it'll be
I
fine.
feel like he'll be fine. Like Lance Archer will be fine no matter what happens. So
Yeah.
we can look forward to a great match in 2 weeks time, at least. So yeah, up next,
Oh,
CM Punk came out and started with "Hello Cleveland." He said he has the long boys on. So
yeah,
like
he was dressed for
yeah,
fighting.
when did CM Punk start like saying the language of the smalls? Like he just started with "Hello Cleveland" and says he has the long boys.
I think the Long Boys thing was like from his first match. He
Are they
tweeted that out.
actually called long boys?
Yeah,
Are they
he
actually
called he called that he called them those like on Twitter like a long time ago.
they're actually called long boys? Okay,
Yeah,
so
they're
that's
the Long
established.
Boys.
I thought he just like it was like a Reddit uwu thing. I don't know. I don't know why CM Punk would ever do something like that.
So basically, he like called out MJF. MJF surprisingly came out.
I forgot that he nicked his scarf. I didn't see that
Yeah,
happen.
no,
Like
because like
it was
remember
off screen, right? Was it off screen?
no from last week he like held him by the scarf and then MJF ran away so like he kept the scarf.
Yeah, but then MGF just came out in another scarf, which like
Yeah,
basically confirmed that it was a cheap scarf. And MGF came out wearing it like a towel. So like, okay, mate.
it is a cheap scarf. So basically, uh, CM Punk made the mistake of saying he always gets up, proceeds to get jumped by like four people,
Yeah. But yeah,
and then
yeah, conveniently four. Oh well, actually five because Wardlow jumped in later.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was there.
yeah, he was there. He
He
stood
was
around. Like he knew who
he's
was paying him, I guess.
he was there to reluctantly powerbomb CM Punk.
Yeah, but like the thing is, CM Punk, like they tried to sell like what shape will CM Punk be in for next week on Dynamite, and then
He'll
he'll be
probably
fine. He'll be
no.
fine. Like
He'll probably
he
come out and like raps. Like he'll probably have something on the ribs.
yeah, but well, like Wardlow like killed him, and then like he came out and squashed Sean Spears. So like he'll be fine. Like he has to be fine.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense for him not to be
but
fine. Like Punk
okay.
and
So like the main thing, MJF versus Punk. I
oh
is he
boy.
gonna lose? Is he gonna lose next week?
I feel like it's not gonna be like a clean, like conclusive finish. Like
Is
it's
the
not gonna
match
end.
even gonna happen? I think it's a better question.
Okay, like now that okay, that's a probability because I feel like there's no way they're giving this away before Revolution.
But
Even though Revolution's a month away, like there's no way they're doing this on
at the
Dynamite,
same time, they've
right?
never like false advertised something.
But it would make sense if it was MJF, especially in
Yeah,
this feud,
I
right?
mean fair enough. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean I'm excited to see what happens. Hopefully it does happen.
yeah. I mean, there's a million ways to extend this feud to
Yeah.
Revolution, and I I feel like I feel like what we're going to get is going to be fun regardless because well it's in Chicago, which by the way is it in CM Punk's contract that AEW just does more Chicago shows?
I don't
Like
know.
is it
I
just
mean,
that?
to be fair, like if you're a promotion, you should go to Chicago. It's a wrestling crowd. Like regardless of who you have.
Okay, yeah, but then they've been to
It's
Chicago like 3 times in 3 months. Like
I,
that can't make
no
logistic
the
sense.
that's probably just because they got Punk. I
Yeah,
don't
like
think it's part of his contract. It's more of like planning around him.
yeah, okay, like I mean,
Yeah,
he's here for a long time, so I guess we're gonna
yeah,
see more rabid Chicago shows.
yeah.
And one more thing, I can't like I might touch on this later on, but like I can't imagine what it's like to have so much city pride for it to be a source of cheap pops and cheap heat. Like I don't
I,
care about I don't care about where I live. It
shit,
doesn't matter to me. Like when I watched
it's
a wrestling show in 2009 and Chris Jericho
uh,
insulted Manila, like
it
it's a thing he does. I
it
don't care.
it's the US. They're like very proud of their hometown boys.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have.
Oh,
I guess it makes
uh,
sense. Like
also it's
where we
Chicago.
live.
Also it's
Yeah,
Chicago. It's like a rich
yeah.
like
Well, Cleveland
sporting.
as well.
Yeah.
Cleveland as well
No,
is a rich sporting.
it's like Cleveland and Chicago are like opposites. Like Cleveland is hungry for someone to be a champion because they don't have any,
Well, did
except
they
for the
but then speaking of like Chicago, like longing, Cleveland longing for someone to be a champion. That MJF LeBron this was yes,
yes, that was
yes.
great.
That was
I
beautiful.
I love like hearing Cleveland being
Yeah.
sad about LeBron.
And he also said that we're gonna see the real CM Punk, and if you know anything about the both of us, we would also love to see the real CM Punk.
Yes, we would love a heel turn.
Yes,
So
please.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what was next?
Um, Moxley got announced for Rampage.
Yeah,
I forget who he was against. Like, who was he against?
I
Like,
don't
it's
know.
not someone too big yet.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
not someone too big yet. But like, he's getting match fitness on Rampage.
Yeah,
I expect that Danielson is going to come out again. Like, because like
it's
last week on Rampage, Danielson came out to like I think fake clap Moxley when he beat Ethan Page. But like, yeah, if this is gonna be a thing, then I think it's going to be good. But otherwise, I can't imagine what the hell that match looks like. Like, what does
yeah.
that match look like? What does Moxley v Danielson look like?
It's going to be violent.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that Danielson can bleed.
Yeah,
But can Danielson wrestle with? I don't know. I don't think they're gonna bring out some chains anyway. Like, it's just gonna be hard hitting,
yeah.
and it's going to be fun. I would like that. Um, Julia Hart signed the contract to face Jade Cargill on Rampage for the
Oh,
TBS title. Which, for one
yeah.
thing, why do they keep defending the TBS title on TNT? But for but for another thing, like Julia Hart has messed up somewhere. She's probably messed up. She signed the release, like on she signed the release given to her by Mark Sterling. Something's wrong. Like something's been messed up, and like Griff
Yeah.
tried to warn her. So, some like the varsity blondes are not having a good time right now.
Yeah, they're
They're
currently.
really they're currently not having a good time. But yeah, I guess the House of Black is done with them. So like I guess their spiral continues. Like they,
Maybe. Like, yeah, technically they're done with them. But, like, Julia Hart's
yeah.
going somewhere.
Yeah, I mean she's going to hell on the title defense. I don't know, maybe she could shock us all and like
Yeah.
have a creditable defense like Ada J, but I don't know. I can't really see it. Which kind of makes me sad because I still remember that promo that like the Varsity Blondes did, where they're like, "We are the future of AEW's tag team division," and then since then, like Malachi Black spit into like Julia Hart's eye, and it hasn't been good ever since.
They
Like
can.
big
I
sigh.
mean, 2022 is still young. They can still rebound.
They could still do something. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of teams they could do stuff with. It's fine.
Yeah.
Up next was Layla Hirsch versus Red Velvet, which I
And it
only
was.
realized pre-match was actually 1 versus 2 in the women's division. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was an
yeah,
okay match. It wasn't like the best, but like
it was a match.
it wasn't green. Like, it wasn't
Yeah,
green. I was
I like the
expecting it to be
contrast of
soft.
styles.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
I like the contrast of style. The
Yeah.
contrast of styles, like the big like evil grappler who can kill people
Well,
versus the
small
yeah.
grabs.
Well, the big but small
Yeah.
grappler versus like the striker.
Like,
Like
Layla Hirsch feels like Chad Gable.
yeah, she
If
feels
Chad
like
Gable was violent.
if you guys like watch like the fantasy booking of the SmackDown hacker of like
Yeah.
angry Chad Gable, this is angry Chad Gable.
Yeah.
If you remember, like, well, I want to say like shout out to Adam Blumpier, but like our shout out doesn't matter. We have 6 people
Yeah.
who watch us, so
Yeah.
so like yeah, it's that like she's like evil Chad Gable, evil Shorty G.
Yeah. I think Red Velvet's improving from
Yeah,
before, from what I've seen. She
yeah,
This wasn't sloppy. Like, this match was smooth. But
yeah. I
again,
guess
this is
like
like
the finish made sense because I guess they had to protect the number one. So
I don't
they
think
had
it
to
was
do a nice
about. No,
finish.
I don't think it was about protecting, because like technically Layla's now number one. I would hope
Oh
so.
yeah,
I think she is. So I
but
think
then
it
they
was.
couldn't knock Red Velvet too far down the rankings. I guess.
I mean, if you're fighting the number two, you can only go down so far.
I feel like this might
The,
lead to like some kind of women's title match that
yeah, I
like that she's
think.
going to lose.
Yeah.
That she's going to lose. Like I don't think she's a
Uh,
believable
I
person
think
to
this
take down the
finish
Red Velvet.
was more of like establishing that like Layla's believing too much into her own hype,
Yeah,
because like
and like
she had a cover, she could have won, and then proceeds
yeah,
to go for an armbar too close to the ropes.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah. So maybe I feel like she's not done with Stat either.
yeah, no, of
Like
course not. They haven't
this
had.
this has a stip match in it. This
Yeah,
has a stip match. And by the way, like when we say it has a stip match in it, of course it does because we don't want it to be interminable with nothing changing, like Hikaru versus Dean.
yeah,
Like, but like it's okay. It's going somewhere. Like the women's division has 3 solo heels right now.
yeah.
Like they have Mercedes, they have Serena,
The
and they have Layla, which is
I mean,
like good.
technically, I mean, the two champions are
Oh yeah,
also
right.
solo heroes. They have
Oh yeah,
five.
oh they have 5. Okay, so they
Yeah,
need faces. Well they have 6 because Nyla. Okay, Nyla comes out later in the show, so
yeah.
they need female faces.
I mean,
Like
they do. They have Soho. They have Stab.
they need
They
world
have.
title face. They have Thunder Rosa.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just need to do more with them. I guess
yeah.
they just need to do a bit more with them. But
So
like there are signs like from later on in the show that they seem to be doing. They're gonna be doing more with them
yeah.
at least.
So up next.
Up next was the House of Black promo, and we
Yeah,
found
yeah.
out that they're going after Pac and the Death Triangle. Oh my god!
This is
Yes,
going to be fun.
this is going to like so. The House of Black is our book now against Penta and
Pac.
Pac at next
Yeah.
week's Dynamite. So like, oh yes, this is going to be murder. like I feel like Death Triangle is going to lose this. I'm not sure they can beat Brody King this soon,
No, no, they won't.
but it's gonna take 15 minutes and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
And it's not, because like I feel like they could extend this up until Ray comes back. Maybe I don't know his injury timetable, but I feel like they could
Mm,
take this
yeah, maybe.
up until Ray comes back, and then maybe they debut a third member. No,
Oh, they
maybe,
could. Yeah,
maybe I don't know who it could be because we thought it was gonna be Pac, but then now they're feuding with Pac. What if
yeah,
they recruit Pac from the Death Triangle? I don't know. This could be fun. Like, there's a million ways this could go. Like, and all of them are exciting.
yeah.
So, yep. Up
So
next, we had the Britt Baker victory lap slash I'm from Pittsburgh promo.
yeah, basically, if you like guys know anything about American football, Cleveland hates Pittsburgh.
I know I don't know anything about it, but apparently like they have a football
Eh,
player named Baker Mayfield, and like
Yeah,
and like he sucks, and like Britt Baker doesn't suck, and that was
yeah,
the gist of the promo.
yeah. So basically, it was her rubbing in all of the like accolades she got. I think those were like
Yeah,
Pro
she
Wrestling
was a cover
Illustrated.
star on PWI. She was a cover star, which is like, for
She
one thing,
covered
like
Star twice.
kudos to AEW for like recognizing the PWI exists. It's better than like the other people, even when they won. So
Yeah,
CM Punk was on the cover with her as well.
yeah. But technically, she took it twice. So,
Yeah,
and she was like
most improved
most improved.
definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. There's no clear contention there.
yeah.
Um, what my one question is, it's still not clear who Britt is gonna face. I know that
Yeah, yeah.
Revolution is a month away, but like I still don't know who she might get. Who could she be getting?
Yeah,
Because
I'm
right
not
now,
sure.
every believable person is a heel.
Unless
So,
they pull the trigger on the Thunder Rosa feud.
unless they either pull, but I feel like they're saving Thunder Rosa for Revolution
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Mercedes. Like, I hope they are, because that would put like two, maybe three women's matches if the TBS title also gets defended at Revolution.
yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe they pull the trigger on Jamie. Maybe they have
No,
time. They have time. Maybe not. Okay.
I think it's too early. Like I love Jamie Hater, but like no, I don't think it's time.
Yeah. We'll see who they do it with. There's a lot of believable people it might be, but they're all heels. So like it's gonna take a bit of time. I hope they start building to it soon.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. And basically that was the promo. If I might nitpick a little bit, John Moxley had the solo promo last week's Rampage, and they had more than one camera angle the whole time. So like fix up AEW. And anyway, afterwards we learned that, if we remember from last week, we mentioned that wasn't FTR supposed to face the Nightmare Family, and now they are gonna face the Nightmare Family. Like they did.
Yeah,
Did
yeah. I think it was the.
did they forgar
I
or something?
don't know. It's probably like internal scheduling stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, but like it's happening on Rampage, I think, which is like it's gonna be fun. I've been waiting for the Nightmare Family to get shots on like the main shows for a while.
Yeah,
They have a lot of potential in them. I like Brock Anderson. Brock Anderson looks like a wrestling dork. He looks fun.
yeah.
Um, what else? Nyla Rose came out with her manager and asked for the manager, and basically demanded Ruby Soho. So that's good. It's another
Yeah.
standalone women's feud.
This
Yes.
happened like in between of like a like promotion segment where they're like promoting the next few shows.
Yeah, and they
Uh,
brought Nyla and they brought Vicky out just for her to say "excuse me,"
yeah.
which is like, for one thing, that's great. On the other hand, can you imagine Nyla saying "excuse me"? It would have popped
No.
so hard. Because like Nyla, if you guys don't know, Nyla's great. Nyla Rose is the best. She attacked Ruby Soho by saying "surprise, bitch."
Yeah.
She's the best. She's the best. She's like my favorite in the women's division, and she is going to kill Ruby Soho again. And hopefully this time she wins with the stretch muffler. Remember how that looked?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. It's
Love
time. We're
that.
gonna see it. We're gonna see it.
I love
So
that.
yeah, Nyla Rose v Ruby Soho. That's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
So
And I think that takes us to the main event.
wait, is it
And
main? Oh my god, this
yeah,
was fast. Oh yeah,
it's
this
already
was a short show. The
yeah, it was
matches
kind
were
of a
long.
short. Yeah, there were two really long matches at the start and at the end.
Yeah,
Um, and I guess they had to be long considering the steps that they had. So
yeah.
before we say anything, I just have to say that AEW turned the lights off twice. So
Oh yeah,
technically they
the
yeah, so like are you responsible again? Like,
big
oopsie.
oof.
Like I guess at least like no one like did anything like super reprehensible. So like
Yeah.
I guess it's fine if they
Yeah,
were
no
responsible.
one bled this match.
Yeah, like
Well, technically,
they
Orange
just like
did.
they just jumped off stuff. Right.
Orange technically did. Like, I think he cut his hand on the ring bell, or was it on the
Yeah, and
stairs?
then like they had that angle where
Yeah.
like, oh, now he can't do the
Like,
orange punch.
okay, so like like I know there are people who love like the hardcore, very violent stuff. I'm personally not one of those people.
Yeah,
I
it's a
I
time and
don't hate
place.
it. I don't hate it. Like I think it has its place. It has its niche. I just
Yeah.
acknowledge the fact that it's not for me because I'm
Yeah.
squeamish. So like I appreciate that this match wasn't that because like I
Yeah.
wanted to actually watch this match.
Yeah, I mean, I like that the last one to like really go hardcore
Yeah,
was a really enjoyable match as well, even standalone, which
yeah,
was Tai J versus like the evil girls. I don't know what
yeah.
they're called. I forget
So
what they're called.
anyway, for about this match, this was fun. Like a lot of like fun spots, like the trash can super kick spot.
The trash can
The,
super kick, this part where like Orange immediately took off his glasses and
yeah,
bent them in half. So like, oh, you know he's going serious from the start. But
yeah.
then he did like the fake kicks anyway. Like in the middle of the match. So like,
He
okay.
also went for his pocket spot immediately, like after, like when Adam
Yeah,
was
he
out.
went for his pocket, like the
Oh,
pocket sunrise, I
speaking
guess it was.
speaking of outside, Adam
Oh,
Cole Adam Cole goes for a chair and is somehow struggling to get it out. There
and then
was
someone
someone
very
attached to
nice,
this.
very evil, attached to
That
the chair
I
appears.
don't know if this is called a debut or it's just a cameo because
No,
he
because
didn't.
he was signed. He was signed. Like he
Oh,
was
he was
announced that he was
signed.
all elite.
Oh,
Like he was announced that he was all elite, and then
so
he
yeah,
just appears. So like,
he
and
was
like
just there.
honestly, like I'd heard his name like a couple of times. So like I knew this guy is probably a big deal. But
I've
then
seen
I
some
hadn't
of
really
him. He's
watched a lot of
fun.
him. And I watched some of his promos after he came on and like, oh my god, like we have to break Matt Hardy now. We have to break him. We
Very
have to
nice.
end AHFO. We have to end AHFO to put Broken Matt up against Danhausen. Like, please, that would be perfect housing. Yes.
That was a cute like cameo
Yeah,
housing,
because
I
he just
guess.
walked away. He just walked away.
Because it's
he
like,
was like,
oh wait,
he was just like, oh, it's Danhausen. Is he gonna do a move? No. He just walked. Oh, okay, okay, fine. I guess. Like, I guess we'll hear from him on. I guess we'll hear like a video segment on Rampage explaining himself. I guess it's gonna be fun.
so
What else? Like Adam Cole tried to do a low
the,
blow, then Orange had the ball
oh,
cup
which
with
had
thumbtacks.
tax.
Yes,
That doesn't feel good
I
for
mean,
anyone.
if I mean, thank God he didn't do a figure four. That was a figure four that might have hurt his balls.
Yeah,
So yeah. What else? Um,
everybody ran in. Wait, Kyle
Everybody
wasn't
ran in
there.
except for Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know what like something might be up with Kyle O'Reilly. But
Maybe
then
it's just scheduling. It doesn't feel
also
like
everyone
anything.
just disappeared. Like we didn't see where they went to. Like where did
They
they
went
go?
backstage.
Like did they go back up the ramp? I didn't see it.
Tony Khan was in shot for a while.
Yeah, Tony Khan was in shot, and then they ruined his table. So they were
Eh,
like, oh, how is Tony Khan gonna call the finish now?" What else? Like there was a table. There was like an easy table spot, and then
yeah,
JR was just
yeah.
like, JR was just like one table down. Like oh, so we're not even trying to make. We're not even trying to sell this as a huge spot anymore.
I
Which
mean, to be
fair, it
fair,
wasn't. It wasn't a huge spot.
only two tables were hurt during that whole match.
Yeah. Orange Sunrise. Yes.
Yeah, on the orange one, right?
Yes.
Like,
What else?
okay, so like the finish. like Adam Cole going for the Panama Sunrise from like the scaffolding, and
Yeah,
then when
but
he looks
for the
down,
first of all, it doesn't make sense to go
no,
for a
no, no,
Panama
no.
sunrise
It's
from the scaffold.
fine. It don't.
No,
It didn't happen. It
it
didn't
didn't
happen.
happen. But if it did, why would it hurt more than a normal pan? It would just break his leg. Right.
Just turn your brain off.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
so like the camera pans back to Orange Cassidy,
he's
and it
not
turns out
there.
that there is no Orange Cassidy. And the camera pans back to Adam Cole, and Orange is up there with him. Props
He
to the
just
camera
gives
team.
it. Just gives him a hug.
Like, and then like, you got to give the people what they want,
And then they
I
fall
guess.
through. I think it was a crash pad. Hopefully, it was a crash pad.
It was probably a crash pad. They just hid it well.
Yeah,
They just hid it well.
it's like,
Oh, oh, and Orange won.
yeah, he
Holy
won.
shit!
No,
Holy shit!
okay. I think like the way we talked about this last week, we thought Cole was gonna win because like on record he can't lose.
Yeah.
This was a lights out match. This is off the record. Technically, Adam Cole didn't lose. I
Oh.
realized it after.
Oh. I only
Like
realized it now. Oh my
like
god.
when when Orange pinned him, I was like, okay, so they gave away Cole's first loss to Orange Cassidy, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is off the
Oh, wait,
record.
but then they mean that means Orange hasn't won yet either.
Yes,
So,
technically yes, but like
ah.
this is a blow off for the few. Like I
I
think
hope
this
so.
is
I hope. Can the best friends be set free now? Like,
this
can they
is like a
start getting
good.
wins, please?
I just realized that they could like start using the lights out to like protect people that have undefeated streaks, but at the same time, if their opponent needs to win the blow off, it's
Yeah,
fine. Like they can use it as a scapegoat, but hopefully they don't
yeah,
do it too much. Like they have to
yeah.
do it like
It's
few and
like
far.
got the best friends got the dub. Jesus, man. Like
Yeah, this
Trent
gives
beat
them
Nick.
a
Trent beat Nick on
yeah,
Rampage, so like that was a good sign. And then now
yeah.
Orange, they have a momentum. Like Chuck Taylor
They
hasn't done anything of note
so
still. Like he got super kick, double super kick by the Bucks.
at
Like
least now
that's
they
it.
have like for whatever they do next, they have like momentum going forward, which is like I'd say it's more important than the win loss record at this point.
Yeah, it's what we needed. It's what he needed.
Yeah,
And like like really, like with them, you've got to give the people what they want.
yeah,
You've got to
and they
give the
did.
best friends what they want. And
And Adam Cole got a hug.
yeah, and one more thing, like if you remember, like I mentioned this like before we started, but like if you remember last time on Rampage, it was advertised like Roppongi Vice versus the Bucks,
Yeah,
and then on Rampage it was changed because like Rocky didn't appear,
yeah,
so it was just Trent v Nick, which was a fun match anyway. It was a really fun match, a lot of false finishes.
yeah.
Trent had Nick, it was great. Um, but then like Rocky Romero just runs in today. So like did they get the schedule wrong?
No,
Did they mess up the
I
dates?
mean, it could be a lot of things. Like maybe it was travel issues.
Yeah.
Rocky just gonna. It doesn't look like it was a big issue, so like,
Yeah,
I'm not
it
gonna
looks like
lie.
it was fine. And I still like we can still get Roppongi Vice versus the Bucks like later down the line.
Yeah,
I do hope that they do that as like part of the build up to like the final end game.
yeah,
End game Okada. Like end game Okada in 3 years or something.
yeah.
Like
So
that's going on in the background. It's still going on in the background. So like we have to build up to Kenny first. We have to build up to Kenny's return first. And then we
yeah,
have to build up for like a couple of years to Endgame Okada, and then another year after that to Endgame Ibushi. So,
yeah.
right.
So yeah, I this was like a fast show. Again, like there were only 4 matches,
If the show was
but like
if the
long.
show feels fast, it was good.
Yeah,
Like
it wasn't like
general rule of thumb.
I watched this live for like the first time in a while. I wasn't
I didn't
bored.
watch this live. I was supposed to watch it live, but then like I slept at 4:30 the night before,
Yeah,
so like there was no chance of that happening.
yeah.
But it was fun. It was a
It
lot
was
of fun.
fun. It didn't feel like
I
2 hours.
I love the lad. I audibly like exclaimed at various points during the ladder match.
Yeah,
So
that
oh,
was a
and
good.
one more thing, like while we're not too far away from the main event yet, there was a Johnny Wrestling champ.
It's Cleveland.
Oh, okay, okay,
It's
okay.
It was his hometown. I
Yeah,
there were talks of like maybe him coming
yeah,
out. I wasn't
but
too sure.
they're gonna if he's gonna come out, they're gonna save that for Revolution. because like
Yeah,
it's too big. It's too big.
I figured they weren't gonna pull it on like
Yeah,
beach break.
yeah, and I feel like not yet. Like isn't he gonna focus on being
Yeah,
a dad first?
he
Like
doesn't fit anywhere right now anyway, so it's
yeah,
fine.
there's nowhere except like if he except like if he has a thing with Adam Cole, maybe
Yeah.
like it's like, "Oh, I remember you. We're not yet okay," like or something like that. I don't know. He doesn't fit anywhere yet. But of course, I am going to fantasy book like every match he could be part of when he does come in. Like remember Alistair Black? He's
Oh,
here now. Like yeah. And like another random note that I forgot, like when CM Punk was getting dragged on by like the Pinnacle, like imagine the scenes of Serena and Luke Gallows just came out to even the odds for it.
no.
Like can you imagine? Or like the new Nexus, like like when the makes his debut with like Gunnar McGillivray. I don't know. I'm just spitballing at this point. The show was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
This show
So
was a
yeah.
lot of fun. We're on an upward trajectory at least.
Yeah,
That
at
feels good.
least after that
Yeah.
bad show which we didn't review,
Yeah,
everything's
because
been
we
great.
didn't review that bad show because it was bad. Like
Yeah. We
we
there
wouldn't have had much to
there
say.
was nothing to say about that show. It was bad.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
then we've had two okay to good shows in a row, and it looks
yeah,
like
it's fun.
we're going up. We're getting CM Punk v MGF, which either means we're getting screwed in a fun way next week, or we're actually getting a big blow off match, which can only be fun. And then after that, we're getting a world title defense. So here we
Yeah.
go. We're going. We're moving. We're moving.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's it for the show. I need to be somewhere in a while. So
Yeah.
I guess we're
But
gonna end it here.
we'll be back next week. We're gonna try to say Thursday, but if not Thursday, Friday again.
Yeah.
So like, enjoy Rampage. This Rampage is gonna be fun as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hopefully next week is also great. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Bye.